Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Today is definitely time for another shave, and I have so much shave gear sitting here that has been sent to me. I don't know how to keep up, but we're gonna try our best. You guys remember we got a box from YAQI, right? And I still have a few good items in here. Let's go through this real quick. Just to catch you guys up on what's still here and what we still need to review eventually. So I still have, I just opened a box unintentionally. Oh my goodness, so much stuff, and so little space. Oh, and dropped something. So you guys remember the unboxing YAQI? You guys actually pay attention to those unboxing videos. I didn't even expect that. So we still have a YAQI razor, which is a adjustable open comb stainless steel razor, $147 or something like that. And this is what we're going to be shaving with today. But then let's not forget, we also still have the Telstar stainless steel razor head. Let's just take it out of the box real quick, just to refresh your memory. So we have done a shave with its zinc alloy brother. The Telstar, just the regular zinc alloy version, and this is the stainless steel version. YAQI just sent me like everything that I asked for, and I really want to try this out one of these days, but let's put this aside for now. And then I also still have a unused brush. You guys remember the YAQI brush with that little underwater motif here at the bottom, the little aquarium at the bottom? And so you guys remember the YAQI 24 that we just tried to get the badger stink out of? And I think we succeeded. It actually now has a really nice soap scent to it, and the badger, gaminess doesn't really come through. So we already have tried 2 YAQI brushes, and the third brush that they sent me, even though it is a very nice brush, again comes with this little microfiber rag to keep the bristles in shape, is another, I want to say, synthetic knot. Very nicely made. It's this dark brown kind of a marble color, and with a YAQI little coin at the bottom. I really like it, but I really don't think we're gonna have much different of a shaving experience, even though this knot is different than this one here. But I have so many brushes already sitting here, and it's overflowing, so to speak, and I rather keep this for a future giveaway. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? So we're not gonna use this nice brush. I'm just gonna wrap it back up and put it back in its cardboard tube here. I hope I can, no, I can't get it in there. So I'm not gonna put that in my soap. I'm not gonna put that in my face. I rather keep that for you guys. So the next opportunity I see where we can do a nice little giveaway, when I have some stuff gathered and I see that happening pretty soon, then this is gonna go into a giveaway. Right? So we're not going to use this one. I put that for you guys, and the Telstar is going to happen eventually, and the YAQI adjustable open comb is going to happen today. Here it is. But we're going to talk about this in a second here. Let me put all those boxes and packaging material out of the way. So, and what now just has arrived is another box from a company from India, Pearl. If you remember my Pearl Flexi videos, there were like a few because I had some issues and it wasn't lining up, and then I went into my shop and actually modified the razor slightly to align everything. Where's my Pearl Flexi, my friend? Oh yeah, it's sitting right in front of me and I can't see it. Here's a Pearl Flexi. We had some issues, I fixed it. They also sent me a Pearl Flexi open comb, which since I have sold on to regain some money to buy other shaving equipment, and now without asking, I thought I was really on the naughty list for Pearl and they would never ever talk to me again, but they just decided to send me an entire box full of razors and stands and brushes and soaps and so much stuff, kind of in a strange way. They are asking me to put specific affiliate links for their Amazon account down below in my videos, and I don't think that's going to happen, Pearl. And also I should make multiple videos rather than one for all those razors. But that's not how I roll. I decide what kind of videos I make, and I decide how I do that, in what kind of order and in what kind of format, because I mean I have a responsibility and an accountability towards you guys. You want to get a unbiased review, and I do ask people or businesses if they want to, you know, sponsor a shave. They want to send me some gear like YAQI, or like Razor Emporium has done, the shaving company. I mean, you know, the list is ongoing. But they usually have no requirements on what I can say, what I can't say, what I need to put into my video description, all that kind of stuff. And then let me talk about affiliate links. You guys know that I occasionally put Amazon affiliate links down in my video description, where I just put links to certain items like Parasso Green pre-shave, or a brush, or stuff that's on Amazon and that I use here on a daily basis. And those affiliate accounts means that I am pretty much, I promote products on Amazon, and if someone uses this affiliate link, then I get a commission for it, which is like a few cents. I think in the entire year of 2023, I made $150 on Amazon affiliate account. So if you click on that, it gives me a few cents each purchase, and which I then take and turn into new shave gear, new soaps, new, you know. So you are inadvertently, without any more cost for you, support the channel, and I can buy more stuff to review, which is, you know, I think that's a win-win. And I'm not, you know, bending over backwards to promote items, right? You guys know I review stuff, I tell you if I like it and what I think about it, and that's pretty much it. And that's how we roll here on Heiko Shaves, and I'm not gonna change that. And especially not for anyone who sends me gear without me even knowing about it, and then having kind of requirements for the video. So that's not, yeah, a little iffy. But I will still, for your guys' sake, I will review those items, and I will let you know what I think. And there's lots of good stuff in here. All right, so let's get focused on the shave for today. Like I just mentioned, we're going to look at the YAQI Open Comb Adjustable, and I pulled their listing up here on my phone. So it's actually the YAQI Ultima Open Comb Stainless Steel Adjustable Man Safety Razor. That's the full name. Current listing price on AliExpress is $147. If you wait for the next sale, and on AliExpress there is like a spring sale, a summer sale, a November 11th sale, all that kind of stuff. Oh, we already missed Chinese New Year. That was in February. So anyways, usually you can get it for like $120, and sometimes maybe even cheaper than that. So this is the full polished version. This is 316L stainless steel, if I'm not completely mistaken. Here, let's look at the description real quick. Lots of pictures. Then we don't need the pictures. Lots of pictures. Handle length 77 millimeters, total length 88, handle diameter 12 millimeters, stainless steel raw color, and they also give you the 1 through 6 adjustable range, what blade gap those razors have. They compare the zinc alloy version. We still have the, where is it? I don't see it. Maybe I put it away. So they have a zinc alloy version, a brass, stainless steel, the slope or the slant stainless steel adjustable, and the open comb stainless steel, which is this one. So I have read a couple reviews here on the AliExpress page, and they all say it starts relatively mild. A lot of people are a little scared away by the menacing look of an open comb, right? A lot of guys that shave with safety razors, they don't ever try out open combs because they're a little scared of it. And there is some truth to that, because, you know, wherever the gap is between those teeth, the blade is pretty much wide open, and there is no guard or bar protecting you from that blade. So you just have to keep the pressure down. And we're going to try out this puppy today and see what that feels like and how it behaves. And, you know, overall, it's just a typical, you know, they call it a two-piece design, where you take the top off, and the little knob here at the bottom that tightens it all together stays in place. It's just held in place with a spring. Alignment tabs, you know, it's the typical CNC design that a lot of razors use. Rex Ambassador comes to mind. The Pearl Flexi comes to mind. The Home Like Tiger comes to mind. All those razors that we have already tried. Razor blade wise, we're going to use a Wilkinson sword, which I've already prepared here for us. Wilkinson sword is my go-to razor blade. I know there are many great razor blades out there, the Astra and the Personas and the Treat and the, you know, you name it. And I have lots of different razor blade brands in my drawer down below. I have like the most comprehensive collection of razor blades probably, because you guys have supported me and have sent me packages with samples and whatnot. But whenever I do a new razor, I like to use a familiar blade, so I know kind of, you know, what to expect, and also it makes it easier for me to compare it to another razor. What else are we going to use? ORENDA by the razor company. They also sponsored a shave here. They sent me this together with a aluminum razor that's sitting lurking here in the background. I just used it the other day off video or off camera. And here's the ORENDA. It's a kind of a, you know, summery, fresh smelling. I really like it. Yeah, it's very clean, a little fruity, a little flowery almost. There is definitely some lemon or orange. Let's see here, stearic acid, potassium hydroxide, goat's milk, beef tallow, very nice, shea butter, glycerin, manteca. I think last time I used it I said the same thing. I don't know what manteca is and I haven't looked it up. Castor oil, cocoa butter, so that's cocoa butter, and cacao butter, sunflower oil, sodium hydroxide, agave, avocado oil, and jojoba oil, and then lanolin is the final. So all good stuff, really good stuff. We're going to use that, and as you can see, I've not defiled or contaminated the soap. I always scoop out of it, so we keep it fresh for a long time. And then this aftershave is just as good. The list of ingredients reads really well. I like it. Very inexpensive too. And so since we have already figured out what we're going to use here, I still one of these days need to get a PAA cube to try that out as a pre-shave. Today we're going to do the Purasso Green pre-shave. So let's get started with that, so that can soften down my stubbles. There's about 3 days of growth in my face, so we have plenty to mow down. Talking about mowing, I think my lawn also needs a mow. Yeah, it's pretty busy here around Heiko's house and at work. And this week I have to fly to Colorado, to Loveland, to do some flight training and my annual check ride in a helicopter. So not much opportunity to even shave in front of camera. So I figured, let's do one shave today with you guys. So I'm gonna scoop out just a little bit here out of this container. Just a little, you know, like that. And then my new timeless shave bowl that we have already used a few times works really well. I really like the little ribs, this pattern that it has at the bottom that kind of holds onto the soap that I kind of smear here at the bottom, and helps with the lathering, agitate the soap and all that. All right, I'm gonna fill all my water containers and I will be right back.
5 minutes later.
So we got all the water containers filled here, my emesis basin that I only use for dipping my shave brush. And let's put a blade in there. Pretty easy. You just put the top cap on your hand, drop the blade right on top of it, lines up really nicely, and then stick your razor on top and flip it over. And then you just pinch that down, grab the knob at the bottom here, and tighten it up. And that's pretty much it. And then the adjustment here, let's see if that moves freely. Yeah, it actually goes from 1 to 7, so it goes 1 position past 6. Let's see, wide open, if the blade alignment fits. Looks pretty good, yep. And the blades stick out on each side is about the same. And we're gonna start at 1. How about that? Yeah. I wanted to use a YAQI brush, and I'm kind of tempted to use the Badger brush that we just de-smelled. I think that would be great, but I also have this beauty here that we just made. This is an EverReady C40 that I just glued a knot into. And this knot is an AliExpress. It's like an inexpensive, I don't even know. Yeah, I think it was from AliExpress. Inexpensive synthetic knot that kind of mimic the look of the original knot that was in here. We just made that, so I want to of course try this out. I usually just stick it in the water and then squeeze out most of it, shake out more, and then start pretty dry in here. Reason why I start pretty dry is you can always add water. Just taking out water is a little bit more complicated. And synthetic knots, they are pretty much my go-to these days. I do have now a couple badger brushes, and I have still a boar brush that I don't really use because they are kind of harsh, prickly, not my cup of tea, but it's still sitting here. It was the first brush that I bought for this channel, a Wilkinson sword, like cheapie, in the store in Germany when we were on vacation over there. Yeah, the scent of this ORENDA soap and aftershave is really very nice. Mildly scented, but fresh and you know, fruity. And there we go. It's already coming along really well. It seems to be a pretty thirsty soap, so just add water. Hydrate it, as they say, you know. All right, that looks good. That's all we need, I think. Let's just put a splash of water over top of my pre-shave here. Okay, perfect. Fresh towel hanging here, couldn't be any better. Another thing that I forgot to mention, we did the video just recently where I had two camera lenses and I switched around between a 16mm and an 11mm. Right now you're looking at the 16, and we did a little poll in my community section. A bunch of guys participated. Also in the comment section you told me what you think. Initially it was kind of a 50-50 split, but then at the end the 16mm you guys liked a little closer field of view, more detail. You know, Heiko is a little closer to the camera, or more zoomed in, I should say. And so yeah, the 16mm definitely won out over the 11mm lens. And that's what we're using right now. All right, and here we go. The lather. And the knot feels nice. So my little EverReady that has always been sitting here and just collecting dust because of its boar knot, it was really harsh and prickly and pokey, and I didn't really enjoy it. But now with a brand new fresh knot in it, I think it's much nicer. First time using it. I like it a lot. And then I bought this EverReady C40 as supposedly new old stock, never used, but it just never, you know, looked so fresh. So I wonder if that was really new old stock and never used, or if I got someone else's old brush. And I understand that if you really consistently use those boar brushes, that they will also soften up and spread out a little bit and get a little bit more pleasant, but I just don't have the patience for it, I guess. All right, let's put that over here, that over here, get the razor wet. Where it's sitting number 1, as I said, we're just gonna try out how it feels. And here we go. Oh yeah, there is blade feel, but at setting 1, this is definitely category 1 here. You know, for Heiko's aggressiveness scale from 1 to 5, this is a good razor. This is good to start out. So this is definitely a razor that even a beginner or someone with a little bit more sensitive skin could use. Like right out of the gate, I can tell. And you see how it makes stripes as it goes over your lather, so it leaves a little bit behind. That's always good for blade buffing. There is a little bit, so there's definitely a positive blade exposure. But setting 1, if you keep the pressure down and not squeeze it, I've explained this a few times. If you have an open comb, so these are the prongs of that open comb. If you push too hard, then your skin will go in between and then you might cut yourself. But maybe it's a 1.5. It has a positive blade exposure, and so it is a little bit more bladey than some of the really mild razors. But it doesn't start out at a medium aggressive. I would still call this a mild razor in setting 1. So maybe a 1.5 on my scale. Just keep the pressure under control. That's important with almost any razor, unless you have really the mildest razor where you can just do whatever you want. With any open comb, you definitely have to be able to control your pressure. We didn't really weigh this thing, right? We didn't. This weighs 101.3 grams. So yeah, you know, if I would have to set an average of most of the razors, they kind of revolve around 80 grams. Some really light ones are lighter than that, and some really heavy ones are heavier than this. And so this is a little on the heavier side, but we definitely have shaved with razors that are much heavier than this too. And the Aries and the Athena razor that we just tried, the Lambda razors made out of bronze, they were pretty stout. Yeah, so now that I have been scrubbing this over my skin, I almost want to say this is more towards a 2. There is quite some blade feel. And I almost don't even want to go higher than a 1, but in the name of science, here's a number 3 now. So if you start out with a positive blade exposure and a, you know, what did I say, a 0.65 at setting 1, and then you open it up, you are just exposing the blade even more. So at a 3, there's definitely quite some blade exposure and blade feel. And then I think as soon as I go past 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be one of those razors that some people appreciate because they can do one pass and be done with it. They like the aggressive nature of, you know, more open blade razors. So they like the massive blade exposure and blade gap. Like you already know, if you have been here for any amount of time on my channel, is that I like to do 3 passes usually. And I like the milder razors. I like the ones where it actually takes 3 passes to get to a clean shave. I don't feel like I want to have a razor that is so aggressive that it would take off everything to bare metal, bare skin, within 1 pass. They usually are too aggressive, too rough to my skin, and then I nick myself if I don't absolutely pay attention. I mean, we shaved with a Müller R41, which is sitting here, which is known as one of those really, you know, aggressive razors that people cut themselves with, and we managed to shave with it just fine. You just have to be really on your A game, and I really appreciate the razors that you can pick up and just, you know, foggy brained in the morning, 6 a.m. and you just shave and nothing happens. That's what I appreciate, and that's why I don't have a problem if I have to do 2, 3 passes. So I'm now at a setting 3, like I said, in the name of science and evaluation. It's really not. Yeah, there is. It's not scary aggressive at 3, but it definitely increases the blade feel. And because it's lowering the closed comb, the open comb away from the blade edge sticks out further. And yeah, it's just a little bit more. It's more aggressive, yes. And you really have to control pressure and pay attention. Yep, I get it under the nose, no problem. And now we're going to do the neck with a grain one more time. And I do a little bit of skin stretching. And we're absolutely controlling the pressure because we don't want to cut ourselves. All right. So what I'm going to do here for my third pass, we're going to lather up and we're going to do a quick experiment just at setting 6. I want to see how aggressive it feels at setting 6. I'm just going to make 1 stroke or 2 strokes to see. And let's grab a little bit more soap out of the bowl, out of my timeless bowl, with my EverReady brush, the ORENDA soap. Very nice, feels good on the skin. No burning sensation whatsoever. So the ingredients seems to jive with my skin type. But you know, there's like every butter in there. There's cocoa butter and tallow and shea butter and all the good stuff, and aloe and avocado. So really, really good stuff. All right, let's put this to number 6 now. All the way now, it would go to 7. Let's do 6, okay? You can see the close comb here is so far down and the blade is so far open that at this point it almost becomes kind of like a straight-edged implement without any protection from anything, I would say. At setting 6 it's pretty easy to clean it out because everything is just white exposed. So let's do just with a grain a couple strokes. I want to see how that feels on my skin. Interesting. I don't know. Suddenly it's like the blade feel has disappeared. I don't feel it. Weird. Don't forget what I always say, the aggressiveness illusion on the first pass. When you have a lot of stubble sticking out and you shave over it, it might feel a little bit more aggressive than it really is because of the blade having to cut away so much material at once. So it's more tuggy, it's more you know, interacting with stubbles at the time in the first pass. And then once you have a second pass and a third pass, suddenly this aggressive feel goes away. So we're at setting 6 and it doesn't even feel that bad. Really strange, huh? I could shave myself like this. It's so weird that suddenly I have barely any blade feel. All right, anyways, I want to do a pass against the grain like I always do at the end. And I'm not going to do that with a 6. I'm just too nervous. Sorry, guys. So we're just filling this in. And we're going to bring it down to a setting 1 where we started out at and do a mild finish pass. All right, here we go. Yeah, as you can hear. Oh, I might have just nicked myself. Right there somewhere. Maybe. If you want to buy a stainless steel razor as your very first razor and an adjustable. Some adjustables start out too aggressive, some start out too mild in my opinion, not for my opinion, but in my opinion. The Rockwell T2 is one of the razors that start out too mild, so I always shave at a setting 3 at least. Some start out too aggressive, and sorry Matt Pisarsik, but the Rex Ambassador, for my taste, is too aggressive in the lowest setting, so it's definitely not beginner friendly in that term. But the YAQI Ultima slant adjustable, this one here that we shaved with a little while ago, is actually mild enough in setting 1. This one here, maybe don't buy it as your first, maybe as your second razor. If you want to have a stainless steel CNC machined razor and you know, stay within a certain budget, this is definitely a razor that can serve you well if you are ready for it. Like I said, on my... Oh, we wanted to go against the grain, Heiko. As I mentioned, on my aggressiveness scale, it falls into, I would say, a 1.5 to 2 category. And that's perfectly acceptable. Also, considering that this is an open comb. Some guys have been shaving for 20 years and have never tried an open comb. This might be a good one to try. And if you don't like it, you know, put it back on the market, eBay. It's stainless steel, it's CNC machined, it's made in China. You got to be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, then this razor isn't for you. But if you are looking for a good quality stainless steel razor that gets the job done in a very impressive way, this is all smooth as can be. And we didn't cut ourselves. I think it felt like I nicked myself here, but I didn't. Perfect. No complaints. You know, I would probably say that in the very beginning when I started out safety razor shaving, this would have been a little too aggressive for me. I probably would have nicked myself because I just didn't have my flow down or my technique down quite at that point. But now I'm perfectly happy to shave with this thing. What they also did, they rounded off the edges a little bit. It's a little kind of molded. It's not as sharp edged as some CNC machined devices come out of the factory. And this thing will virtually, or literally, not virtually, last forever. It's engraved at the bottom, DLC YAQI, has a serial number here on one side. I don't even know if that comes out. Maybe no, after shaving a little dirty. There is a serial number on there. And yeah, very well made. Adjustment, smooth, no problem. Putting it together, the blade alignment's good, no problem whatsoever. And I mean, literally, you know, you can't go wrong. This one or the slant. The straight close comb Ultima stainless steel was a little too aggressive for me. And then the zinc alloy version, which is actually not called the Ultima, it's the final cut. Yeah, nowadays I can shave with it, but it was a little on the harsh side. And what was really surprising to me was the brass version that I got to try out as a loaner, and that was really good. I haven't bought one yet, but the brass version was really mild and enjoyable, and this one here is pretty good too. Not super duper mild, but it's at the lower end of my aggressiveness scale in setting 1. Setting 6, you might as well grab a razor blade and just use it barehanded. It's pretty wide open. I mean, you know, turn it to number 7 here. The blade is easy to clean out now. Alrighty guys, let's rinse off real quick and then use the aftershave. Alright, so fresh towel, lovely. This soap has a ridiculous amount of residual slickness. It took me forever to wash it off. I like it, that's good. whatever makes the soap slick helps with gliding over your skin with a sharp implement, with a razor blade. If you have maybe a stainless steel razor that has a kind of a bead blasted finish, some people say that that kind of resists the gliding. With this soap, you know, you definitely help the razor. The slicker the soap is, the easier it glides over your skin. And yeah, so super thing, super soap. And my little synthetic knot here in my EverReady handle that we just glued together the other day also works really well. This is a 20mm knot, so it's a skinnier knot. Here, let's see where we have a really big one. I think here the Peregrino. It's a 24mm knot. You can see how much thicker that is at the bottom end. I like the smaller knots because it's a little bit easier to control where the lather goes and you don't end up shoving it into your nostrils and whatnot. So this is a good one. I like it. It's going to be used a lot. All right, now I have soap on my hands again. Let's get the aftershave, the ORENDA aftershave out. This looks like it's an emulsion of some components, and it always separates a little bit, so you have to shake it up a little bit. Yeah, also very fresh, fruity. Love it. Good stuff. And a nice big puddle in my hand here. Right into the face. Barely any burning sensation, even though this is alcohol based. Is it? If I could still read it. Yeah, alcohol. Yeah, it's an alcohol-based aftershave. But the razor was so mild and gentle and agreeable that my skin is really happy. And as you guys are probably aware, after every normal aftershave, I let that evaporate a little bit. And then I usually put some aftershave balm on afterwards. Usually the same. I have 2 bottles of this stuff. Got to use it up eventually. My Parasso Green aftershave balm, unfortunately, is already used up, so probably have to put in an order pretty soon. All right, so that was the YAQI with some the razor company products here, ORENDA, and my homemade EverReady synthetic knot brush. Really happy. My skin is really happy. We didn't nick ourselves. I can only give this a recommendation. Really good razor for the money. $147. Some people would say, you know, considering manufacturing costs in China, this should be much cheaper. But then you look at some US made razors that are out of stainless steel or titanium, and you are easily in the high 200s, not even $300 range. And I mean, there is no upper limit, it seems like. So 140 some dollars on sale, maybe $120. It's just unbeatable, kind of a value equation. It's not the cool piece, the family heirloom piece that you're going to be proud to present to someone. But if you want to try out an adjustable open comb razor, this is the way to go. And then you can sell it on for $120 on eBay. And this thing, unless you drop it on the ground or drop it to the bottom of the ocean, this is going to last forever. Alrighty guys, that's it. If you're new here, welcome to Heiko Shaves. And if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up, that helps, you know, the YouTube thing. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.